Welcome back, guys. All right, this week I want to do a quick talk about InsightFace. It is a face swapping tool that you can use inside Discord, and it has some pretty amazing results. But there are some limitations, and I want to talk about how to fix those. All right, let's get into it. All right, so InsightFace is an AI tool for swapping faces, and it works phenomenal on Mid-Journey images. Okay, so people see a lot of AI stuff, but it's not directed. When you start putting in likenesses of people you know of yourself into these AI-generated images that are coming out of Mid-Journey and other applications, people get astonished because now you are demonstrating that you have control of the tool. So this is amazing. This is super exciting. I've been doing face swaps for a long time using Dream Booth for over a year. I also used Leonardo. This is next level. This makes it so easy, and it's applied artwork. You can put it into a workflow, and it's not just a baked off image. So it's really good. So setting up InsightFace and running it, Umesh from Pixel Imperfect did a great video. So I'm not going to go over that again. I'm going to link his video in my description. And all right, let's take a look at some examples of what InsightFace will do for us. All right, let's take a look at some of the examples that I've run through InsightFace. Made a model of my wife. It's a single image model, and this is the original Mid-Journey. This is the original Mid-Journey render, and here, I gotta click in there. Here's the original Mid-Journey render, and here is with a swapped face. Look at that. Is that amazing? I mean, just look at that. It does a magnificent job of matching color and shadow and light to your swapped face. The other thing, it can be any angle too. I should have gotten some that are not straight on, but really happy with this one. And here's another one straight out of Mid-Journey. Here's with a swapped face. Pretty cool. Now we're starting to see, though, the issues that I'm having. So the original, you can see the face has a nice painterly texture. You know, we put a lot of work into developing our styles and everything, but then the face gets swapped over and it's kind of photoreal. At first you're, wow, but then you kind of look at it and you're like, okay, it's kind of got a photorealistic face comped onto a painting. So that's what we're dealing with. Here's another one straight out of Mid-Journey and with my wife's face swapped. As you can see, it's a little bit different angle. I should have done something a little bit more dramatic with the angles, but trust me, it works. It nails it like every time. Not every time, but a lot of the times. And just phenomenal stuff. Those are some examples of using Mid-Journey tools and the InsightFace app. Let's get into fixing those issues I talked about. All right, here we are in Photoshop beta, and we're going to talk about a couple things here. First, you need to be able to dissect the look. And I'm going to give you the prompt that I put in here. The prompt doesn't really tell me what medium this is using, and Photoshop kind of needs that. Needs to know that. But if we look very close, you know, this is obviously a watercolor image, but seeing the fine detail in the face tells me that it's colored pencil over watercolor. That's the look that Mid-Journey is duplicating here. Great. All right, let's go back to our image. This is InsightFace's render. Match the color, great. It matched the shadow, even has that sharp shadow on the cheek. Light shadow, color, it's on. But it looks like a photograph comped onto a painting. It's too clear, it's too crisp. It's too photorealistic for the style. So we're gonna fix that. First thing we could do is, I'm just going to show you this as an example. If we select all and go generative fill and write watercolor and colored pencil, this is what we're going to get. There you go. As you can see, Photoshop did not pay any attention to the underlying image. It just went full bore and was like, I'm giving you watercolor and pencil because you're changing 100%. You're changing every pixel, but you're changing it 100%. We can fix that. All right, so let's get rid of that image or that layer. Go back to my wife's picture. Beautiful picture. And what we're going to do here is go to our quick mask. You see this little icon over here? We're going to select that. Now we're going to go edit fill. Even though it pops up color, you need to open it and select it again, because then you get this dialog box. HSB is what we're dealing with. H and S should be 0, and B is a percentage. So the higher the number in B, the further from the underlying image generative fill will take the image. So at 100%, we're going to get what we just had. But if I go down to 5%, check this out. We're going to go 5%, say OK, color OK. Now everything's in our mask red color. We got to go back to our quick mask button, click that, and then generative fill dialog pops open again. We're going to click that and say water color and colored pencil and let that cook. Look at that. All right. We've got an image of my wife, and it's holding all the details correctly, but it's rendering it in our new style. So it's basically applying it to the image that was underneath it. Now let's go through a couple of these and see how we're doing. Look at that. And I like to go a little heavy-handed. So like if the 5% probably could have went down to 3%, but I want to be a little heavy-handed because I like to have a kind of a non-destructive workflow. So let's see, what's the best one here? I like this one. It's got a lot. Number 2. I like this one too. No, I like number 2. All right, great. But here's the thing is I didn't want to change the rest of the image. So what I want to do is on this generative fill layer, I want to select the mask. That's this little white box here. I want to go to my paint bucket. You can hit G on the keyboard. Make sure black is filled. And I want to fill in my layer mask with black. So everything disappeared. I just hid everything. Now I'm going to go to a brush, and I am going to make my brush a little bigger. I'm going to make sure that the brush is soft. And now this is how we're going to blend in our image. We're going to make this a little bigger, and we're at 100%. Oh, I need to change my paintbrush color to white. So I can hit X. It's going to swap front and back color. And look at that. We're painting in this texture, and we're putting it just where we want it. Very cool. Great. Rob, you're done. Not yet. Not yet, I'm not. Because in Photoshop, going 100% with everything is rarely a good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull this back a little where we still have texture, but it's not as heavy-handed. Now look at that. Let's get in closer. Look at how we've taken the texture. Here's our original. Here's the photo swapped, face swapped. And now here is the version of my wife with the texture from the painting. Is that incredible? That works fantastic. There can be some touching up, like as I see it's because I had a layer hit. But look at that. You know, I may take this original photo swapped one and the textured one and group those so that they stay together. I definitely want to make sure that I keep the photo swapped, photorealistic one visible, because when I hide that one, you can see the details of the underlying face start to come through. And you can see the lips from the original model, the nose. There's just a lot of complication. You can always put a layer mask on this if you want to bring some texture or some of those elements back. But I think this is it. This is how we're going to steal that painterly texture and fix the shortcomings of InsightFace. But believe me, InsightFace is amazing. That's it. That's how we fixed losing texture. Guys, this is amazing. I mean, this is a huge drop. Stuff in AI seems to be, you know, we go through these things are moving so fast, and this InsightFace is amazing. I have a feeling there's gonna have to be a paid tier for it. Right now it's free, but it is such a workhorse that I will pay money for this, and this is huge for me because I do a lot of this. As I say, it's the most awe-inspiring thing to show a person a likeness, and it changes the game for all AI art. Anyway, thank you very much for checking this out. If you could do me a favor and like this video, that would be great. Throw a comment, tell me about your techniques. If you have work to share, get over to the Discord. The community over there is fantastic. They are just lighting it up, and you know, we're sharing all kinds of things. I usually give hints on what my upcoming videos are going to be. We explore new styles, and it's just fantastic. I love learning from everyone over there, and you know, sharing what I know. It's really turning it into a great community. I will put a link in the description for that, and until next time.